Yeah, yeah. Let's find out.
Hey, Ron, how you doing?
Hey.
Just so you guys know, this is going to be our last state of the game for about 3 weeks, and then we're back. We're not going away, but the community team are off around other places on trips and things. That's why Yannick's not here today. And then, yeah, we need to figure that whole thing out. But we'll be back, and we'll be back on the stream. The stream's not dying, but just so you guys know, that's what's happening. There's a few things that have been happening recently. Last week, I mean, the biggest thing from last week was the PvP damage modifier.
Yep.
And I think before we get into the things that are happening tomorrow, today, all that sort of stuff, I think that's an interesting thing to talk about because it has changed the game a lot. I've been talking to the community quite a bit, and I mean, obviously people have different feelings about it. I understand that, but overall, it seems like a net positive, which is great.
Yep. It's a step in the right direction for us. The top priority with that fix was to reduce the time to kill in PvP, not only for the tactician, but overall with the increase in the armor cap, the survivability and the toughness increased a lot, not so much the damage. So the time to kill was getting ridiculous. On top of that, you had the tactician meta, which is fine, but which was a little bit too overpowered because it was just impossible to kill that guy.
Yeah, and before people say in chat, and time to kill for PvE against NPCs is too high. We're totally aware of the scaling of those enemies at the moment. That's kind of it needs a different solution for all of that. But we completely agree.
Yep.
That the whole in-game scaling for NPCs and that sort of thing.
It's a little bit off. Yeah.
That's going to need a big thing. Anyway, that's a conversation for another day. Saying fix all the glitchy echoes, and that's kind of pertinent. I actually on stream earlier this week finished all the intel stuff, which was cool. I haven't finally done that, but there are still 2 echoes that still show up on the map, even if you've completed them. So you do get credit for them in the system, but they show up on your map.
If you want to check,
but you can still get them.
If you want to know exactly if you have them or not, you need to go in your Intel category, and then in each zone you will see if you have actually unlocked it or not.
But there's one in like one of the southern zones, I think the one in the car park, and there's one other one which you won't clearly get credit for it on the map, but you actually still are getting credit for it. So if you were getting if you're trying to get 63 out of 63, I think it is for the echoes, is it? Anyway, you can get it, but it might be a little bit confusing. All right, so today in this maintenance, we have a few things. The first thing is the Blue Division tech. So it was dropping in 201 and 231, I think, where it shouldn't, and that's been fixed.
The Blue Division tech.
Blue Division tech.
So instead, you will have guaranteed high-end Division tech from the crates, the Division tech crates in those top 2 brackets.
Yes. So that's fixed today, which is good.
Yep.
The Alpha Bridge gloves. Which have been one of those things that we fixed, and then it wasn't quite, and then we now have a more robust solution for that. So what's happening with the Alpha Bridge gloves?
The first fix we did was to re-roll the gloves that were broken. Something that was not taken into account in that fix was the recalibration. So if you had broken Alpha Bridge gloves and you recalibrated them, then when the fix came in, it re-rolled the stats, but it kept the stat you recalibrated your gloves with. So that's why you could end up with twice the same primary attributes, or 2 primary attributes, or 0. So the fix that is coming on today will remove. So when you will launch the game, we will check if you have a broken pair of Alpha Bridge gloves. If that's the case, and because it's coming from the recalibration, we will remove all the recalibration that happened on those gloves. And we will give you the money back. So the currency that you spent on recalibrating those gloves. So you will use your recalibration. The recalibration will start from scratch. So as if you never recalibrated them, and on top of that, we will give you your currency back.
That's good.
So now the Alpha Bridge gloves should be fixed. If you never recalibrated those gloves, you should not see a difference. And if you did before the previous patch, then your gloves will change a little bit, but you will be able to recalibrate them from scratch.
Okay. Perfect. That's good. I'm glad that we actually get to reimburse people the cash from the recal.
Yep.
That's really good. What else do we have? There's a couple of side missions that were causing problems. I think the missing agents and what was the other one?
Yeah, one missing agent and one missing person.
Okay.
So I think for the two of them, it's the same issue where you get in an elevator and when the door closes and when the door opens, for some reason you are considered outside of the playable area, and you get teleported to a safe house, so you cannot complete those two missions. So that's fixed. I think there is a Aaron Kinner missing agent and Tatiana Hopkins missing person. So for those two, the consumable and the side mission, you should be able to complete them now.
Yes, I see people having a lot of conversations in chat about shotguns.
Yeah.
We understand that people feel differently about them. Obviously, it is a change. I'm kind of interested to see, and while I'm kind of on the fence. I understand both sides of the argument. I do think shotguns should be really powerful
at close range.
At close range.
Yeah.
I think it's going to take some play adjustment for myself and for a lot of people. But it's different.
A lot of people are calling for nerfs, though. I'm not sure what will happen if we actually nerf them. But we can talk a little bit more generally about the weapons, especially following the PvP change we made and the weapon balancing that came with 1.3. So first thing first, the good news is that we are seeing a lot of new weapons being used overall and weapon types. So LMGs are getting powerful, even in PvP. I just got a Nell 86 with Deadly Brutal.
Nice. I got an RPK with Brutal Deadly Ferocious, and it's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's really good, especially in PvP. Then the assault rifle, the G36 is still really powerful. The LVOACs are really cool as well. Some SMGs, I like the PP19 with the insane magazine size.
Yeah, I can get like 109, or you can get a lot.
And of course the shotgun, so especially the M8070, which is really powerful in PvP. But at the same time, I mean, you have 5 bullets in your magazine. You need to land those shots. Combined with the sentry, it can be like devastating. But there are ways to we still need to wait a little bit for the new meta to settle down. Now that everything is Swift, a little bit. But
it's already kind of shifted in about a week. There is some diversity in there now that we didn't have before, and we'll get to Deadeye soon.
Yep.
But before the bug was found, that was already being legitimately used in a different way to combat things like the shotguns. I think Deadeye is a legitimate counter to shotguns.
Yep.
But right now, there's a bug, and we're going to talk about that very, very soon. Which, of course, it's a counter to everything right now because it's
a little bit.
Yeah, yes. The side mission fixes. Okay, Deadeye. I guess that's a good time to talk about it. So right now, there are kind of 2 issues with Deadeye, right?
Yes, there are 2 issues, but that are coming from the same bug, basically.
So today, to be clear, there will be no fix to Deadeye, but that will be coming tomorrow.
Hopefully.
Most probably. So can we go through what's happened this week? So we found out about the Deadeye bug on Monday.
So I think there have been some reports during the weekend, but basically Monday morning we reviewed all the reports about the first exploit that we had with the Deadeye, which was just being able to switch 2 pieces of Deadeye, and then you were able to have the headshot damage on top of the 100% crit chance. So Monday morning we started to. So first we need to reproduce the bug in-house. When we get a bug, even if we see it on a video, we need to reproduce it with our QA here to be able to have repro step and of course to be able to know if the fix actually fixes the issue. So the whole Monday was investigating, finding solving the bug. On Tuesday we had a fix for it, and so it was supposed to come on Thursday, today. But on Wednesday, so yesterday, we found out that the fix was actually causing performance issues.
Yeah.
So we have to back up the fix. So that's why it's not coming out today. But we came up with another fix yesterday as well, and hopefully that one is much safer and should if everything is fine during the test today, it should be brought to you tomorrow.
There you go. So the supply drops, those started last week.
The
season pass supply drops. The thing is, and you would have noticed on the stream this week, I've been leveling another character because they are character specific. So if you have 4 characters at level 30, you can get 4 drops.
I did the same. I leveled up my second level 30 character. Just
Gabe already has 4. What a dick. We're not happy about this. Okay. Whoa, got him. Yeah. So yes, they exist, and they'll be every 2 weeks at the moment, right? So every 2 weeks they will be there. The supply drops. Yep.
Every 1st and 15th of the month.
Yeah. The other question that I've had on that is, how long do you have to get them? Like if they drop and then you're not there within 24 hours, will I still get it? They'll exist there until you get them, or until the next one gets dropped. So you basically have 2 weeks to go and get your stuff.
But you need to get it before the next one comes up. They will not stack.
People are asking also, I've seen a lot of ones about the blind rifle. We don't have an ETA on that yet. It's got to go through some rigorous testing before we get that in, because it's definitely a new type of weapon for us. Well, for everyone. I can't remember. I'm not really a guns guy. I think it's a bullpup.
I don't know.
If that means something. It's okay, this is going to be like a really embarrassing explanation. It's like single shot.
It's an MDR battle rifle. So it's a semi-automatic gun. So yeah, it's
but it feels really different because it's, I don't know why it feels. I can't explain it. It's cool. I'm sure. I think Skill Up was in chat before. He played with it at E3 and he loved it. So he can probably explain it better than I can. Please don't nerf everything. We don't plan on it. Will the blind rifle work with sentries? That's kind of what I was getting at. I think it should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly the definition of a semi-automatic weapon. So that one should work with a sentry. Yeah.
The 4 horsemen thing, we consider that legitimate. People were asking about it. People aren't doing anything cheesy there as far as we're concerned. You won't get sets that way. So if you're trying to farm for sets, that's not really a good way to do it.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a low chance, but
and
you're also missing out on the mission reward and that sort of thing. There you go.
But there are a lot of questions about the loot weighting, like the weight of the loot.
Waiting, you had it right first time. It's cool.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So especially for underground HVTs. So I know we already said it. I cannot spoil too much about it, but it's much more than in progress. So you will see a lot of improvements there. We still want to have some kind of predictability. So certain activity will still guarantee you some specific gear set, and those activity will be the way to go to farm those gear sets if that's what you want. But then you will have more. You will get more gear sets from those activities, so you can farm more effectively. And we will open the gate much more for other activities.
Cool.
But I cannot spoil too much.
No, you can not yet.
But yeah, we know it's bothering you guys, and we have nice plans for it.
There you go.